Yeah. So like, there's like a news.
Look, new Thundercats Roar animes. That looks stupid.
There's like a news button on MySpace now, and it just has all these news stories.
Dude, TSTO brought to you news by MySpace.
Scarlett Johansson says being a parent was invaluably helpful for Jojo Rabbit. Wow.
Shannon Doherty? What?
Yeah. Stage 4, yeah. She just announced she's had dealing for a year now.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Man, this is cool. This is cool. There's music on it, too. You can listen to music.
All right. Hey, guys,
Space.
guess what?
All things
It
working together.
is go time.
We're live.
Welcome. First story.
That would be mind blowing.
Trending stories are taking over.
TSTO. What is he gonna bail for that?
Next story.
Everybody get down.
According to the sounds, I'm not doing so hot today.
TSTO.
TSTO thing. TSTOMG.
TSTO.
That's crazy.
Story time. What is happening, people of the interwebs?
Awesome.
It's the TSTO show. What is happening, Jake? Why are you wearing sunglasses?
Because I just found out MySpace still exists.
What?
It's just a bright
It's
So good.
awesome. It's
Awesomeness.
so cool.
What? So Jake is over here, and he's in MySpace, whatever rabbit
Do you remember
hole.
that one?
But Jake's here. Chris is here.
Heyo.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
we got Steve here.
Hey.
That's right. We are ready to go. It is another TSTO show, guys. How's everybody feeling out there?
Great.
Hey, if you're watching this, comment below, whether on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I don't care where you are. Just let us know that you're watching, because we would love to talk to you.
You're watching?
And we want to know what you think about all the things we're going to talk about, because we're
Yeah.
going to talk
We
about
got some stuff
things.
to talk about today.
So many things.
All the things.
I mean, first and foremost,
We had to trim down.
we had to cut stories.
There's just too much stories.
Too much stories.
Like a mother of 3 on February 1st, because everybody knows that January was just a trial month.
Oh.
what? I don't even
Yeah,
know.
we got to trim down.
That's okay.
All right.
that's right.
Okay. I guess I'll give you a bell on
Thank
that
you.
first bell of the
That
show.
was good.
If you make it to February, you're actually serious about
Right.
your resolution.
No, if you like start before February, then you're like ahead of the game. You're like the 3%, right?
That's why I try to start in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we even really talking about this right now?
Yeah, of course. I feel like a
I don't
failure
even know
already.
what we're talking about. I just started to jive. I'm like, if Jake's going to say one thing, I'm saying the other. You know?
Yeah, just
Just call me Pelosi.
always
you know?
say the opposite. Oh, Chris with a bell. There
I
we
listen.
go.
I listen.
Oh man. Hey,
He doesn't even know what's been going on.
no, he doesn't. It's really super funny. So, but it is trending stories taking over, because literally they are taking over.
Absolutely.
We can't stop them,
You
right?
can try.
I wake up. Wow. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Live. Start again. Just kidding.
I wake up like in the middle of the night. It's like 2 a.m. And I just like, it says Todd Frazier. And then it's like, bzz, bzz, Todd Frazier, bzz, bzz, Todd Frazier, bzz, bzz, Todd Frazier. And I open it up and it's just stories. That's how many stories there are.
Right. There's so many stories. I'm belling for so many stories.
Yeah,
It's so
that's
great.
awesome.
So, okay, it is Wednesday, and we just had the Super Bowl.
Right.
So did we have a good time, Chris? How was your Super Bowl?
Wonderful. I ate so much 7-layer dip. I got layers upon layers of 7-layer.
Can you go
That's a
into
lot of layers.
explanation and tell us exactly what each of the 7 layers are?
Yeah, I always get confused, because sometimes there's 8, sometimes there's 12.
Well, even like some of the layers are the same. So don't they just like, it'll be
They
like,
cancel each other out.
right. Like bean and bean is just one layer with like a degree of separation.
Yeah, but
That's
it's different
cheating, the
kinds of
7-layer.
beans, though, sometimes. Depending on who makes
like
it.
refried and then like
now,
pinto.
I gotta go beyond this. This was Kevin's 7-layer dip. Okay, this
Kevin-
guy from our
Kevin
life group, he's got
7-layer
his
dip.
own hot sauce, which is pretty good. It's like this mango sweet hot, and it's like kicks you in the teeth. It's got habaneros in it.
Yeah.
Woo. Anyways, he made this 7-layer dip, and he made it from scratch. He showed all the pictures and stuff. I'm like, that's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. You show me pictures of it. You did it. That's fantastic. And then the moment of truth came, and I ate it. I had a bite, and I was like, no, well, that's good. It's like 7 layers of delicious. And so I kept eating it until it's like, okay, boys, we're going. On our way out.
Did you finish? Did you eat all the 7-layer dip?
No, but it was like a 15 by 9 inch pan, like just standard to bring for everyone to have some.
Yeah.
And I probably polished off a third of that by myself.
Wow.
that's
I was that
impressive.
guy
That is
standing
impressive.
at the table with the chips, like in
You
the bowl.
didn't leave the table?
Well, I mean, if you want some proof, here's the avocados that I picked for the guacamole that I made, and they're all perfect.
From scratch.
Let's show that around.
Let's get that in the. It's flipped screen. So you know what,
there you go.
Jake? You get a bell for avocados.
Avocados.
But
My
I think,
mom just texted me.
But I think the important thing is that we talk about the real power of the Super Bowl, and that is
Baby nut.
the Super Bowl
Commercials.
Baby nut.
the things that we always really look forward to. So how many of us really didn't pay attention to the game as much, and then as soon as the commercial came on, you're like glued to the TV?
That wasn't me.
It's kind of like 50.
I was watching the game the whole time, man.
I mean, I was
like,
watching the game too, but every time a commercial came on, I like really paid attention.
The game was great. I mean, I like watching Joe Montana
you know what?
whenever I can, so it was awesome.
That's a good pull there, Kris. Although he was actually there. Like, did you mean to say that? Because he was.
Hey, did you know
Was
he
he actually there? I didn't see
He
it.
died
What?
at the game.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really sad.
Oh,
He choked on a baby nut.
Was it in the fourth quarter? Because I left early.
You did leave early, and
Yeah.
you left, and you missed.
I thought the 49ers won.
You missed the best part of the Super Bowl, which has kind of been the best
Baby
part of
nut.
the whole Chiefs season, is that they just come back.
Come back kings, huh?
Like they want. It's like they're playing to play from behind. That's like their whole strategy. It's like, hey, we gotta.
Whoa.
Andy Reid's like,
Whoa.
hey, we got to get behind, guys,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna. This is going bad.
Anyways, let's go
I
back to
never-
the commercials.
I never
want
want
to say about this.
I never want to see Andy Reid from behind ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but let's get to the important thing. Let's get to the Super Bowl commercials
Boom.
of 2020. So
Da-da-dun, da-da-dun.
we're gonna go through this list. Now, this is not a list that we ranked.
No.
This is a list that
Absolutely not.
CBS Sports ranked.
I know my
and I
favorite.
think we're gonna have some disagreements.
Okay.
I have a feeling that we're not all gonna agree with this list.
Let's
Jake,
disagree.
Yeah, you're about the disagreement.
What's number one?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
know
Here
what
we go.
Jake's
Super
number
Bowl
one is.
commercials. Super Bowl commercials 2020. Number one is Hyundai Smart Pack.
No, that's terrible. That's a horrible
That's a smart
decision.
pack.
I don't
That is-
agree with him on that.
Like-
That is a horrible decision. You get good actors, right? You get well-known actors,
Real
people that, like
actors.
real actors that
Yeah.
people like, and you give them a pointless commercial.
Smart Pack. I mean, I thought when I saw it, and it wasn't the Super Bowl because I saw it a week ago, like as a regular commercial. I was like, oh, that's good. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is that going to be the Super Bowl commercial? And it was the same thing.
Yeah.
It was funny. I mean, I like all those actors.
Yeah. Best part of it was Big Poppy.
Yeah.
When Big Poppy
When
leans
he
out the window, and
came
he's
out
like,
the window.
"Oh, duh." Oh.
Yeah.
It's not back.
Yeah. So definitely not number one in
No.
my book.
No, I
Not.
don't think so.
I don't even know if it ranks top
It's
10.
just got a lot of talent in there. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a lot of very expensive. Now, I will
Yeah,
say
that's
maybe
right.
the most expensive.
They have to be on the top because
commercial.
they spent the most.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do at Super Bowl? Spend money.
I mean, that's true. That's
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
okay.
Hey,
Yeah. They broke
find
it.
out how much it costs.
Well, I know this off the top of my head because we were sitting around. It was me and the two Jacks who are both in film, and then Luke who is interested in film. And so we're sitting
And
around
music.
And there was a point where they actually brought up the differences from like the last time the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl.
50 years ago.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like something like $5,000 for like an ad spot for the Super Bowl then.
Wow.
In 67.
That's
right?
a lot, though.
And then
Then it was, yeah.
and then it was $5,600,000 for a 60-second ad spot in this last Super Bowl.
Oh my goodness! Now, something else I hear about that is it's the 5,600,000, whatever it is, and then but they make you buy more than one spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I think
you're
there's like,
spending-
I think it's like a 2-drink minimum at a comedy club.
Yes.
And usually it's dominated by like the beer commercials and stuff. I remember like in the the good old days of the 90s or
Yeah.
whatever, where they had the Budweiser.
I was going to say, where were the Clydesdales?
the frogs,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Clydesdales, all
There
that
are
kind of
no
stuff.
Clydesdales.
Right?
Yeah, I
This
missed
year's
Clydesdales
all
this year.
Michelob with their like let's support farming and stuff. Lies.
Well,
and
the whole Michelob Ultra thing drives me nuts because they treat it like it's Gatorade.
That was so
Like, it's
funny.
like,
I know.
It's like,
That
hey,
was
let's
so
go work
funny.
out and then have beer. Like, how does that even?
It
make
was
any
basically
sense?
like if you're a human being and you want to support human
Life.
beings living, you gotta drink Michelob Pure Gold.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You got to
but-
drink the
but-
horse piss that came from the Clydesdales from the Budweiser commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what I did notice was that Budweiser did have a presence. It was like a little flashcard that came on like in between other commercials and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
and I was
sponsored by. And
oh,
yeah.
how mighty have fallen. You know, like this is crazy.
That was the
or
budget
maybe-
for the year.
Yeah.
I guess.
Or maybe that's the proof that Bud's doing just fine.
You know that
they're
might
like, we
be.
don't need to.
Well, did you see all the
advertise.
Bud Seltzer commercials that have been
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
dude.
They did have
Everybody's
that.
getting in the
The
seltzer
non-beer.
Right, the non-beer alcohol. Wait, how do we get? We're not even on the list.
Yeah, okay,
sorry.
wait, go
there
down,
were
go
so
down.
many.
Keep
Okay, so
going.
here we go. So let's back to the list. So first one, we totally disagree. CBS Sports, you're dumb. All right, number 2, they said
This one's
Rocket
kinda
Mortgage.
fun.
I 100% agree with this. This was the one that I was like, wow.
That was pretty cool.
Jason Momoa took off all his muscles and looked super creepy, and then and then he lost his hair.
I actually
Yeah, that
missed
was
this
pretty
one.
rad.
I was
Oh, man, you
I
gotta
was
watch it.
drawing up the football squares while this commercial was going on and totally missed it.
Okay,
It
we
was
need to
pretty
show it
rad.
then.
Yeah.
We need to show it. Here
Let's
we
just
go.
watch
This is
it.
Jason Momoa losing all his muscles.
What does home mean to me? It's my sanctuary.
I mean, if I looked good, I'd look like him.
I mean, look
One
at
place
Jason. It's Aquaman. Look at
my
how
guard down.
look at how little he looks next to the coffee table.
That's where I can just
That's
kick
smart.
back and be totally comfortable in my own skin.
My,
oh, I vaguely remember this.
my kids are watching this and they're like, "What's going on,
Stands at
Dad?"
Home, it's where I can be myself.
Oh, I remember that part too.
Pulls off his whole chest.
And that feels pretty darn good.
Looks like a hippie now. Oh wait, and there goes the hair. Jason Momoa.
He kind of looks like the Klingon from The Next Generation.
And Rocket Mortgage
What was
helps you
his
feel
name
comfortable.
Does he play slide guitar?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Smooth experience centered around you. Rocket Mortgage.
That is, I think. So, in
Wow.
my opinion, I think that was
Top
my
3,
favorite commercial
I would say.
Wow.
for sure. What
I,
you'd say? Not top.
I
Not
would say top 3.
Yeah.
At least.
I really enjoyed
I kind of have to
that.
watch them all again.
I vaguely remembered pieces of that. Now seeing it again.
that one. When I saw that one the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna make the top list. So,
Not even,
all right,
not even close to number 1.
not
Okay,
it's- well, number 2.
Yeah.
Not even close.
What?
None of my book.
Oh,
Two
not
out
in your
of my
book?
top
Okay.
3 are actually in the top 3, so that's good.
How do you even know already, Chris?
Pop-
You're not
I
supposed to
can-
know
I can
anything.
see
You're not
ahead.
supposed. You're not
Oh.
supposed to know. You're cheating.
I'm sorry.
You're going against the brand. All right, moving on. Moving on to number 3, rated by CBS Sports, was Jeep Groundhog
Groundhog
Day.
Day.
This one was awesome.
100%
It
agree
was
with
awesome.
that. It
Yeah.
was really, really good. I think I love the movie Groundhog Day. You guys,
Oh,
Groundhog
yeah.
Day?
Yeah.
fans?
It was great.
Steve?
And Bill
Yeah.
Murray. Just
Oh my!
Yeah,
Just
fun.
in general, yeah. So this commercial, if you didn't see it, he's in the movie Groundhog Day. Ned comes out. Ned.
He's like, it's me. It's Ned.
So good. It was so good.
He's like, no, no.
I heard an interview about Bill Murray saying how he got into this commercial, which is some random thing with some guy that reached out to him to say, hey, I want you to come in and be this commercial. Bill Murray doesn't do commercials. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have an email. Like he's off the grid. And somehow he called this 1-800 number that is supposedly a Bill Murray number. He called it, left a message, not knowing what was going to happen. Bill Murray called him back. He's like, let's do the commercial. Like it was a crazy, awesome thing.
He seems like such a neat guy.
He really does. And then Bill Murray says, this is a great commercial to get back in, and it's also a great commercial to be my last commercial. So he's like, I'm in, I'm done. But I thought that was great. The groundhog in the seat, like this shot right here of the groundhog in the seat.
Yeah.
I love
my goodness.
I love how the Jeep is orange too. It's kind of like a Garfield throwback.
It is a Garfield.
Yeah.
Good pull, Jake. That makes all for
'cause
sure.
He voiced him, didn't he?
Yeah.
What I love that they
one of
really
those.
did too is I feel like it's a really entertaining commercial and everything, but they really sold the emotion of like because he starts off as like, well, that's different, and then like
Yeah,
it sets
yeah,
off,
yeah.
it makes the day better every single day. It gets him out of his rut.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and
they
he
had-
jumps out of bed instead of like.
And he had they had the like original newscaster dudes that did
Yeah.
the newscast on Groundhog
Yeah,
Day.
yeah,
and
yeah,
that was
yeah.
so
Every
cool.
all the footage was from the movie.
yeah.
And they just put him in, and then him in the car and stuff. I mean, obviously they filmed new stuff for the new scenes of them, like camping and all that kind of stuff. But like
Right.
that was just well done. Well done.
I think that I think that is definitely
that
a
might
top
be my
5
number
commercial.
one. That might be my
Might be your
number
number.
one.
You know what? I could agree with that.
But talk about emotion.
No, emotion number 4 is coming in with like so much emotion, and I'm not really sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay,
Remember
so
that
this one was the Google Loretta commercial.
Yeah,
it was an
bro.
old man that said how to not forget.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's tied to now Google Photos. I use Google Photos. You guys use Google Photos?
Sometimes.
Google Photos is great because it automatically backs up. It's unlimited space.
That's the reason I was thinking about doing it.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. Anyway, so this whole
Apple charges
commercial.
up my nose for it.
Yeah, they do. We love you, Apple, but stop charging up
Yeah.
the nose. Stop charging it. Stop
Right.
it. So it's this old man, and he Googles, and it reminds him all these things about these pictures. Super cool, like software, like
Yeah.
function. But That was a really
That was a gut punch. That was like a total mood changer. It's like everybody's like, yo, we got like buffalo chicken dip. And we're like eating it and everything. And then all of a sudden it's like,
I'm gonna die.
You're like, I need to call my mother.
it's like, Loretta loved to dance. And I was just like, oh no.
Google, remind me that Loretta was beautiful.
Her favorite flower was posies. And like, oh, it just went down the list. And I was like, this is going to be me one day.
Great though is if at the very end he's like, Google, who's Loretta?
Yeah, so that was the number 4 based on CBS Sports. So that's not too bad.
That's not bad.
Number 1, I feel like they got paid to put it number 1.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
Right. Okay. Then
Because all the money
How much
they
does
threw
number 1
at it.
spot cost? Okay, we're giving you
yeah,
that much.
we're just gonna
There
give
you
you that much money. So number 3, number 4 was the Google Loretta. Number
Oh, that
5
was fun.
was Doritos, the Cool Ranch long
That was
form.
fun.
Now,
I may have been in the bathroom because I had
So-
no idea
go.
what this
To watch
is.
Sam Elliott's mustache do the worm
yeah.
was pretty epic.
so Chris, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Who was the guy on the horse in the black clothes?
That was
Don't read it. Don't read it.
So Chris, that was Lil Nas X.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes, yeah.
What does he do?
He's a rapper. He does the Old Town Road.
Oh,
song.
okay. Yeah.
Ride
Sure.
till I can no more.
I got it. And that was actually the
Does
song
he actually sing
for
like
the
a country guy?
No.
The twang in the
No,
voice?
I mean,
No,
you know,
he's the one that's like, I
Gave
got
my
the horses
life.
in the back.
Oh.
yeah. That was the
Okay.
commercial, but Sam Elliott was great.
Dude, I know Sam Elliott. That
Hey,
was awesome.
Tammy, hi, sweetheart. I'm glad you're watching us on
Hey, look at
Facebook.
that. Hey, Tammy.
Daniel,
Thank you,
who's
Daniel.
Loretta?
Yeah.
Who's Loretta? You should ask Google. Google will tell you who Loretta is.
Apparently.
So Lil Nas X and Sam Elliott, which Tombstone. Like I will give Sam.
He's
Elliott
like the
all day long.
token like gunslinger guy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You're going to do a Western movie. Sam Elliott's got to be in it somewhere.
Yeah, he's like the natural. That
Yeah.
is the one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
But he's also
it's
on
like
the ranch too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, like, it's pretty crazy. The Ranch is a whole That 70s Show reboot, but just with like a different like.
I haven't even watched it yet.
It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Like all of the original cast of That 70s Show, except Mila Kunis and Topher Grace, make an appearance in it, which I think is super cool.
Topher
But
Grace is dead to me.
okay, I think he's dead
Why?
to everybody. He's like not acting.
I just,
anymore.
Spider-Man 3 killed it for me.
But you know
That's-
what? You know what though? He was in Ocean's 11, so he gets a pass.
Was Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3?
He was Venom. It's not Venom. Sorry. Anyways, enough of the comic book geekness.
So move on. So moving on. Now we get to go to number 6 is Tom Brady. Come on.
This is a bunch of
I would have liked this better if it was Tom Cruise being Tom Brady,
Oh my goodness, that would have been amazing.
right?
Tom Cruise playing Tom Brady. Okay, Hulu, please redo this commercial
Right.
and have it be Tom Cruise playing Tom Brady and have him say, "I'm not going anywhere."
and then Tom Hanks walks through the back.
Dude,
You're like, oh no,
And then they can fight, be the Tom battle.
dude! It
Awesome.
totally was Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't believe him?
No,
Why would you not believe him?
Because I saw that movie
Like,
like
I wouldn't
twice in
tell
my
you the
life.
truth when it comes to Spider-Man.
Come on,
I thought
Jake.
he was just misled.
Trust in the Chris.
Okay.
Trust in the Chris. So,
Not always,
so
but
the Tom
sometimes.
Brady commercial, this time, the Tom Brady commercial, it was Hulu, and they were talking about Hulu Sports being so great, and Tom Brady announcing that he wasn't going to retire. Which who was surprised?
I wasn't.
He's not gonna retire until they have to take him off the field in a stretcher.
He's not going to retire until they can finally actively put his brain in a vat.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Or
interesting.
the only other thing I'm thinking is he's still in competition with his wife to see who can make more money, and he's still losing.
Snap.
When you're married to who's his wife? She's a supermodel, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Tom Brady's married to a supermodel that makes a ton of money.
Her
Margot
name's
Robbie.
Loretta Brady. That's why you've never heard about her.
He's the guy on the Google commercial that says, "Remind me about Loretta."
Tom Brady's actually like 87 years old.
Okay, so
Put 'em back
I don't know
together?
why.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is even on the list of
Right?
top 10 commercials. Other than unless you're a Tom Brady fan, if you're a Patriots fan, you loved it. If you're not, which is most,
You know what it
Everybody.
was? It was
Who
just a
cares?
way for the Patriots to still be in the Super Bowl.
That, you know what? I will give a bell to that because let's go. That is good. Okay, so here we go back to the list. Number 7, Kia Josh Jacobs.
That was a feels.
You know what?
Kind of thing.
I don't remember this one.
Neither
He
do I.
finds the kid running and he picks him up. I didn't really listen to the whole thing, but it looked like he was like, "Hey, you put in hard work."
He
and
was
stuff.
talking. He was talking to his younger self.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
pretty
thought
sure that's what it
being,
was. He was
kind.
driving and he's driving his Kia and everything, and he's like, "I gotta tell my younger self that you just gotta keep pushing. You gotta play hard. You know what I mean?" And then I don't know. It was something. Next commercial.
So it's Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly. It was Back to the Future, but with Josh Jacobs.
in a
All right.
Kia instead of a man. Okay, I almost said a man.
Mandalorian.
This is
DeLorean.
a man's DeLorean, okay?
Yes.
Oh,
that would have been
man's
awesome.
Fuzzy
DeLorean.
dice
They
included.
missed it.
DeLorean missed an opportunity there. I'm telling you,
They
could've
really
brought
did.
it back.
They really could have.
With
All
the-
right,
with
so
Mando.
So we're skipping the Kia commercial because
Okay.
I don't remember it, and you guys don't seem to. I mean, it was a touchy feely one, kind of like
But
the
it
Loretta
wasn't
thing.
Memorable.
Memorable. No, it's
Memorable.
not. It's not
Yeah,
memorable.
look right there. It says
I
he
can't
was
even
homeless.
talk
He was
talking
homeless
about
at times in his life and went
Oh.
through a lot to make it to the professional.
It's actually the
so that's
story of
cool.
running back Josh Jacobs. You know what? Josh
That's
Jacobs,
cool.
good for you. We
Yeah,
salute you.
that's cool.
But we don't really care about the commercial. So
It could have been done better.
number 8. Number 8, Mountain Dew with Bryan
This
Cranston.
one was
This
awesome.
was good.
I didn't see this one. No.
So it's The Shining
It's
with
The
Bryan
Shining,
Cranston.
but Mountain Dew.
what?
Yeah, it was really
Dude,
good.
okay, can you just play the last 5 seconds
Let
of
me
this
see if I can.
commercial?
Let me see.
Because
Say.
the twin girls at the
Oh,
end.
what? Yes, super creepy. So here's the end of it. So she, so
Here's Mountain Dew Zero.
I am thirsty.
This part right here.
Zero sugar.
That's awesome.
it was. I think that is a very well deserved 8 position. I think maybe it could be
Yeah.
higher. You get rid of a few of those. Get rid of the Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I think you're doing pretty good.
That was very cool though. To see them-
Hallie's here. Hi, Hallie.
Boo.
Hi, Hallie.
Hey.
No,
Glad
I'm
to
just
have
kidding.
you. Hallie, tell us, hey, if you're watching this, comment what you think your favorite Super Bowl commercial was, and we'll see if it's in the top 10. That was listed by CBS Sports, but they're wrong because they put the Hyundai at the top.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next commercial.
Deep pockets.
The next
Hyundai.
commercial was the Bud Light inside Post Malone's brain.
This
Okay.
was hilarious.
there was a Budweiser. one.
We
Okay.
laughed so hard at this one.
Yeah.
This was
That
funny.
one was pretty funny.
When he ruins the entire
Yeah.
store.
Got any pretzels?
Oh yeah.
and then at the end, the lady inside his brain says, we're insanely rich. Buy both.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so true. Yeah. That was I think one of my favorites too. That between that one and the Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
I would put those like
are-
this is way too low.
Not
This
for
number
me.
9.
Yeah.
Not for me. This next one.
I know the next
Don't look
one.
ahead. I got in
Next
trouble
one
for it.
is
Don't
the
look ahead.
best
Okay,
commercial
here we
that
go.
was in the
This is
Super Bowl.
Okay, Hallie says the only one she saw was the Jeep truck. Yeah, well,
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yes, the Groundhog Day was the Jeep truck.
Snickers
It's
and
Groundhog
Tide?
Day.
Were you asleep?
Oh, the Snickers hole, Tammy. Yes, the Snickers hole. Did you guys not see the Snickers hole commercial?
What?
Is it on here?
No.
Is it on here?
Oh, my gosh, it's
Oh,
not.
it's missing. We got to do the Snickers. I think that could be. Thank you very much, Tammy Frazier, because the Snickers commercial
You
was
complete him.
the best. You do complete me, sweetheart. And the Tide commercial
And
that
you've been
ran
vlogging.
through, and the Tide commercial that ran through all of them.
Oh yeah, with Charlie Day.
with Charlie Day, and then the Bud Light Night. So there was another Bud commercial.
Oh,
Like there was.
I just didn't see
We're,
them all.
we're gonna end up spending the whole entire show
Yeah,
talking
literally.
about the
This is bad.
commercials.
This is
bad.
fascinating
You
stuff.
know what?
though.
It really is,
It
and it's
really is.
important, and it is definitely trending story. So you can't
Absolutely.
say that it's not. So we're 23 minutes in, and we've talked about the
Commercials.
top 9
But we
commercials.
haven't talked about
We haven't
Baby
ta-
Nut.
Okay, all
Okay,
right,
this
here
is
we go.
Jake's
so
favorite.
Jake loved Baby Nut.
The reason why I loved Baby Nut is that we're all sitting around, we're like, the commercials have been like a little subpar. And then all of a sudden there's this one commercial where it's like the Kool-Aid man's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like his tear hits the ground. And the next thing you know, it's like this little baby nut comes out.
Yeah.
And all of us are silent. None of us know what's going on. We're just staring at the TV. And then he does these dolphin noises.
Yeah.
And then we're like, did somebody put something in our drinks? Like, what is happening?
Are we all watching this?
Yeah, and then at the end he's like, just kidding, I'm back. And then all of a sudden it says hashtag baby nut. without even talking or conferring
Yeah.
with anybody, we
Yeah.
all just go, baby nut!
Well, and the other thing, like Wesley Snipes doing the funeral, and he just rolls his eyes and walks off
Yeah.
the screen.
Yeah.
Like that was that was really good. And you know what? I have to give
It's competing with Baby Yoda.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Is it really competing though?
Ooh.
Well,
Is it
we'll
really
we'll see
competing?
at the end of the search results of 2020
True.
if it beats Baby Yoda
I
in
doubt
baby
it.
search.
The next day, there was like 5,000 hashtags for Baby Nut.
So I gotta give a shout out to VaynerMedia because that was a VaynerMedia spot. Gary Vaynerchuk. That was a Vayner, which totally makes sense. They were the planters last year. They've done planters a couple years in a row. I think it was pretty
it's really
smart
well
because
done.
they had there was a lot of lead up on social
true.
media for that of
Well,
Mr.
they did very
Peanut
good
dying.
commercials too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I kind of want peanuts now.
Who wants some peanuts, Chris?
Yeah, those honey roasted peanuts. Those are
Yeah.
good, man.
So with Baby Yoda and Baby Peanut, is this the year of the baby?
I think so.
Yeah, you know what?
I should
giving
bring
you
my
a bell
son
on
in.
that.
But there was
Xander
like
would be a great
there was
TSTO
like
baby.
there was a thing that I saw. Oh man, I gotta find it right now. There was a thing that I saw, and it's like all the top babies of the year.
Hallie said no one beats Baby Yoda and lives to tell about it.
I don't
think
know
that's
that- I don't know
probably
that that's true.
That's
The dark
probably
side is
true.
where you're headed. Mm.
So Baby Nut.
Oh, it was on Instagram.
It was great. Shout out to VaynerMedia for that one because Gary, you're pretty great, and people at VaynerMedia. But the other one that actually Tammy says here, Ellie brought it up. My daughter, because she knows what's up when it comes to commercials. We're gonna pull up that Snickers hole commercial because it was the best, and it was so funny.
Snickers sounds good too.
This is so
I
good.
love Snickers. Snickers are tasty.
They're one of the best candies. I will say that for sure.
Like
What
it-
is that?
So I
you
know
can
that's
be
some
active
ad.
with it too.
It's
You can
an
go
ad.
on a hike and
It's
have
an
a
ad.
water with a Snickers, and you're set, man.
Yeah, you can go a long way with a Snickers because if you're hungry, have a Snickers. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to back this up. We're going to back this up so we
is
can
this all
see
of
it.
it?
This is it. This is it right here. Okay, so here, let's start from the beginning. And here we go. This is the Snickers hole commercial.
full screen it?
By far the best. Here we go.
None of this rings a bell.
Grown men ride scooters. Everyone's texting.
It's talking about all the problems in the world. Baby named Kale.
I am not spying.
She's saying she's not spying. So they're going out to fix the world. And they're walking towards this giant hole in the ground. And there's a helicopter with a huge Snickers bar. They're feeding the world Snickers. And they drop it in the hole. Now watch this.
Hey guys.
What up? The Snickers hole. It's working.
All right.
So then these two, if you're
that's
listening to
awesome.
this and you can't see it, then there's these two people that are like influencers. Like they're wearing big old huge pink puffy and white clothes, and they've got a selfie stick and they've got a phone, and they're like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And they're backing up towards the hole, and they fall in the hole.
Yeah.
And then the actor that comes up that did last year the TurboTax, at least my taxes are free. That guy comes in and says, "The Snickers hole, it's working," because they fell in. It's so like that. You know what, Ellie, you get a bell.
That's awesome.
for bringing that one
Yeah.
up because that
I
was.
feel informed now.
I totally missed
Yeah.
that one.
But remember,
How did you miss that one?
I don't-
What'd you say, Steve?
Did you
Was
miss
it
that?
during the third,
without
fourth
a
quarter?
Snickers, right?
Right, absolutely.
Snickers, if you'd like to sponsor TSTO, we will gladly
Ooh.
eat your Snickers bars.
That is a
We will
that is
feel-
a high reach, my friend.
You know what?
You know,
what?
anything
I
can
think we
happen.
could. I think we can make it happen.
Yeah.
We could bring Snickers in. Snickers.
We
hey,
want to change the world with you.
Ooh.
Right. Yes, we will. You
By
know
telling you about it.
what? So Snickers Hole gets honorary mention. I think it should be up in the top 10, probably top 5. I
Yes,
think.
I think top 5.
Let's see who else is commenting here. Daniel, yes. Groundhog Jeep stole the show. I think that was great. Watch and let's see. Instead of halftime, I will
Nice.
bell to that. Hallie says no one beats Baby Yoda.
Wait, instead of halftime?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Daniel, he talks about
Sure.
the whack-a-mole was awesome. It's not personal because he's got the
Oh, that's
gopher
right.
right there. That was awesome.
In the Groundhog
Yeah.
commercial. Yeah.
I remember that part and I like that part. But instead of halftime, I was like the whole time during the halftime show.
Watching a
When
50-year-old
J-Lo was
shake
King
it.
Kong.
She was King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
She came out like when
Was that
when
when she was on the pole?
Yeah. That wasn't a pole. That was the Empire State Building, you
Oh,
sicko.
that's what it was?
Yes.
Sorry.
So you're getting it was artistic to you.
It was
Artistic.
You know,
phenomenal.
we're not going to get into the halftime show because we don't have time because we have other stories
We
to
have
talk
a lot
about.
of
other
We
stories.
have a lot of other stories. Can you believe it?
Okay.
So that was the Super Bowl halftime, not halftime, Super Bowl commercial roundup by CBS Sports that we totally disagree with, and our ranking
Although,
is better.
Maybe the halftime show would be better if it was just a collection of commercials.
Yes. Hey, NFL next year, halftime show, just do all the commercials at halftime.
Halftime show is us talking about commercials.
Yes.
Hey, if it's all commercials, they certainly make more money.
Right?
Yeah,
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah. NFL, what are you
You have to
thinking?
spend money for an act. You make money with the commercials.
Why not?
Dude.
So here's the deal, NFL. You have us on, and we commentate on all the commercials that have happened in the first half, and then we tease all the ones that are happening in the second half. You get to get more money.
Yeah.
You just pay us some of it. Like we'll take.
It's for
I'll take a
exposure
Snickers.
and
Yeah.
$250,000 each. Okay, that'd be great.
I mean, we could work something out.
And
But
tickets to the
NFL,
game.
call me.
And tickets to the game, right?
And tickets to the game. I mean, we would be doing it live on the field next to Terry
Bradshaw.
And, Terry Bradshaw, man, he had trouble.
His hat
His
was the best part of the Super Bowl.
Oh,
He had a sweet little Newsies cap.
yeah.
Hallie
cover up
says,
the
"Did you
spot."
notice that Shakira wore her character outfit from Zootopia?
Oh, snap.
Did she really?
I don't know.
Now
I
to
just
do a
noticed.
side by side.
I just noticed a lot of Shakira.
It was a lot of Shakira. It was a lot of Shakira. But
that
you
we
know
wouldn't
what?
have seen normally.
I love the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. It was fantastic. But we need to get into our first story.
Yeah.
That we are
Second
talking
story.
about, which is actually, I guess, second set of stories. That's right. But this is because we talked about it again. This is. I just can't believe how many people are paying attention to our show.
Right.
Last week we talked about Joe Rogan and him endorsing Bernie and the big backlash. Well, now because we talked about it, Joe Rogan has responded. Joe
Yes.
Rogan has responded.
He had to.
I mean, because
He
we brought it up.
responded in the response
We
of
brought
our
it up.
response to his.
We did. We did. So here we go. Joe Rogan lashes out at critics over Bernie Sanders endorsement. So here's the thing about this. So Kris, you said you hadn't heard about what happened. So
For the people who haven't heard
let's break it
anything,
down. If you haven't listened to last episode, which if you haven't, you should go back and listen. It's live. You can go to TSTOshow.com. You can check it
Join
out
me
there.
in
It's
watching
great.
it. Yeah.
Join Kris in watching it. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on Anchor. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook. You can do it all the places. Also, we haven't talked about?
Our contest.
There's a contest going on right
the
now.
contest.
We have a contest going on. You can sign up to be a part of the contest at contest.tstoshow.com. You can win $50 to Amazon. You can win $10 to Starbucks. And everybody that enters gets 25% off cool TSTO merch.
It is 25. Have we done?
It is 25.
Okay.
We fact checked.
25%.
25% off any merch at the TSTO shop. So make sure you do that contest.tstoshow.com. Subscribe, do all the things. But now we want to talk about Joe Rogan.
Yes.
He heard us talk about him endorsing Bernie Sanders. So what happened is on his show, somebody asked him, hey, who are you voting for? Just randomly in the conversation last week. And Joe Rogan says, you know what? I would probably vote for Bernie Sanders because he's consistent. I had him on the show. I kind of liked him as a guy. Like I would probably vote for Bernie Sanders. So Bernie Sanders camp, they clipped that episode because he puts all his episodes on YouTube. They took that clip, put it on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the places, and said, hey, Joe Rogan endorsed us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. He got a bunch of backlash because there are people that don't like Joe Rogan because he has a little bit of conservative views.
Yeah.
And it's something that really struck a nerve, especially with the extreme liberal crowd. And they were bashing him for all this stuff. And the thing that I think is hilarious about Joe's response to this, he goes, they did exactly what I said people do.
Yeah.
Like they proved my point because what he talked about in the clip was he said, all they'll do is they'll just take 1 second of one person being their worst self and they use that as the propaganda.
Which did we not say that on our last episode?
Exactly. So here's what he says right here. While filming a new episode of Joe Rogan, Rogan's guest introduced the topic by saying, what a whirlwind you're in, huh? So this is in the most recent episode of Joe Rogan. They talk about what happened and all this. And then Joe says right here, strange to watch it take place, he responded. All I said is I'm probably going to vote for him. He added, Rogan noted that though he personally likes Sanders, 78, he also likes Republican Tulsi Gabbard, who was on his show. Tulsi Gabbard came on and talked on his show. And then Rogan and Gesmark said they believe Bernie Sanders has been politically consistent, blah, blah, blah. And then you come down here, and then he said, that doesn't mean he's going to be a great president. I don't know what's required to be president. I really don't know. He says, if people are getting their voting advice from me, there's something wrong with America. That's what Joe says.
Well, I think that's like a real issue though. Is like if you're getting your voting advice from anybody that's like not directly the politicians themselves or their action, right? Because obviously you can't really trust what a politician says straight up.
Yeah, you got to see what they do.
Yeah, you got to see what they do, and that's the only thing you can really like live by in that world is Like there's a course of action that people take, right? And you can very clearly see if it's self-serving or if it's for the benefit of the public, right?
Yep.
And if you're making your choices based on what Joe Rogan is saying, we don't need a bunch of Joe Rogans. As much as like Joe Rogan is like an activist.
Well, we don't
and
have
great
a bunch
dude.
of Joe Rogans.
No, but same thing on the inverse side of the coin, right?
Yeah.
If you're just getting all your news from MSNBC, we're just getting like a bunch of MSNBC anchors for our
You're getting their narrative.
Get it from Fox News at least.
Yeah, come on, guys. Let's vote with the good guys.
Let's be bipartisan here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Gary Johnson.
So this whole thing, I'm just glad that Rogan is not afraid to speak his mind, which is one of the things that makes Rogan so great. And he's like, look, you guys are doing exactly what I said people would do. You're taking these moments where I said things about specifically the thing that he really got hammered for was when he talked about the transgendered UFC fighter that's fighting in the women's UFC. And because she used to be a man, she is man strength, and therefore he
annihilating the competition,
destroying them, and it's not safe.
That's cheating,
right?
No,
it's and
so
it's
not safe. Yeah,
and so he went out against it, and that's what they're really railing him on. And he's like, "Look, you're just taking this one thing that I said, and you're exposing that as that's the character of who I am," which is exactly what he said people do.
Yeah.
On both sides of it. So it's just a stupid, silly thing.
We're Soundbite World.
We are definitely, everything runs on sound bites, and that is very true. But speaking of running on sound bites and the things that are happening, we really need to do our weekly check-in on the impeachment. We've got, you know what, there's so many things. People are talking about impeachment. It's all over the place. Trending. We had State of the Union last night, which that's a whole other thing. We're not even going to talk about it because, all the things. But
I love how like anti-political we are.
We're anti-political, but we do talk about politics, which is
but like
opinions, man.
But like we go like this whole thing is dumb, and then we just go.
But we should, in fairness, we should show a live
we should
look
let people know
into what's going on at the impeachment trial, just so people can, so that they're informed.
It isn't over yet.
No,
it's
I don't know. We'll see.
There's a lot of strategy involved, in this impeachment proceedings and stuff.
And they
like
decided to find a new venue.
They did. They found a new venue.
Bernie
it's really
Sanders
great.
is kind of heading the charge
and it
now.
seems like Bernie is maybe he's making a move here. So let's just let's see what happens in today's live impeachment coverage here on TSTO. Let's check it out. Oh, there he is. So he's putting his glasses on to make sure he can see for
clearly.
the impeachment.
Year 2020.
There,
and
making
there
a move. Oh, wait,
and no one cares.
all by himself, and there's no one. He's got to go across to the other side. Oh my! Look at
this might take a while.
moving. He's moving pretty slow.
That's
this
good.
is
change takes time, guys.
Whenever I'm talking to you, it sounds like I'm shouting at you from across a river.
See,
he made a move. Look at that. That is, and look at that. We are. That is.
One can say he really serves both sides of the table.
Man, what an American hero.
Yeah. So that is that's the live impeachment trial.
There you go.
You know what? As I say it every time we do our live look-ins, it's better than the actual impeachment trial. It's every time. It really is.
But anything's better.
And that's true. And it does. If you actually watch the impeachment trial, it does feel like an old man is playing chess against himself.
Yeah.
Like it really does.
Well, it's just like a bunch of old men playing chess against themselves on those like rotating chessboards, and then none of them are paying attention to like each other around them, and there's just all these people moving their own individual chess pieces.
Yeah.
Slapping
absolutely.
timers.
Daniel says y'all made my lunchtime awesome. Daniel,
Daniel,
you make our TSTO time awesome. So thanks for being here. All right, so enough with impeachment, and now we're moving on to something that is still a little bit, politically motivated, I think, because it has to do with countries and security and all the things that are happening, and it is Amazon again. Jeff Bezos again. Back to people watching our show.
Yeah,
right?
And things happening along with this. So this story, if you didn't see last week, Kris.
I think it was a couple weeks ago.
It was a couple weeks ago. Was
it?
Wait, was I in that one?
I think you were actually.
You were here and I was here.
All right, so you were both here,
cool.
and we talked about
Todd.
Bezos, his phone getting hacked. By the Saudi prince because he got a WhatsApp message.
I hate
But
getting hacked, man. It sucks.
it's the worst, right?
It is.
Has it ever happened to you? Not that you know of.
All right,
It
for
could
that
happen,
response.
and
So-
that's what I'm mad about.
So
is that it could
Bezos got
happen.
hacked, And here's the thing that's interesting, and this is not this like would not make a good Super Bowl commercial. The right here, Jeff Bezos' iPhone had Apple state-of-the-art security, and that may be why
helped
the hackers were able to get in.
It's not necessarily the reason why they were able to get in, but it definitely helped them.
It definitely helped.
So the second paragraph in this article says a security report last week alleged that Bezos, who also owns the Washington Post, received a WhatsApp message laden with code.
Bezos owns the Washington Post?
That shocked me too.
Wow.
That shocked me too.
That's like bigger than news than what the story is.
Right? I was like, what?
That's the real news.
He owns a narrative.
What?
Where have you been?
You know what? I've been paying attention to the trending stories, not the secret
it
stories.
Seems like Steve is just aware of all
be a
this.
split off show there.
Well,
the secret stories
taking
Amazon
over
sends me updates from
secretly.
the Washington Post every day. Part of my
That's
Prime.
true. You know what? That's true.
I wonder if they reported about this.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
But okay, so go on
So
to
basically,
sorry.
this WhatsApp message that he got was laden with code that secretly snatched reams of personal data from his iPhone. The message allegedly came from Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. Security researchers say that Bezos probably fell victim to the iPhone's Achilles heel. Did not know it had one.
Wow,
I didn't
Apparently
either.
it does
Did
now.
not know it had
This
one.
is such a
I didn't know it had a foot.
an inform.
Right?
So what?
That was dumb.
So its defenses are so difficult to penetrate that sophisticated attackers are in.
They can go largely undetected.
Oh my gosh.
So meaning like this thing is so like supposedly airtight, like a Tupperware that just doesn't fit right. You know?
I mean the Apple security.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
That once somebody's actually in, it's so hard for you to actually be able to tell that something's going on with your phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And Steve made a good point. Why doesn't he have an Amazon phone?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem is if Apple's pushed the security, everybody just gets a false sense of security in there, and they just don't monitor
Yeah.
things.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I mean, that's something too, is like, I've never really been concerned about security on an iPhone. And then whenever people are like, iPhone has the best security, I'm like, sweet. I'm ready to go.
Well, all that whole campaign of commercials of iPhone security being the best. Which
Where they like screwed like a nail or a screw right
screwed a nail through it.
Well,
That's the first buzzer of the episode, though, Jake. So that's good.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
You're really good, man.
I thought he was going somewhere else with that, but
So yeah, so it's interesting that the reason that Bezos got hacked was because of Apple security. It seems like, or at least it helped. It helped them get more information than they would have otherwise, right?
Yeah. So basically, they're talking about how it doesn't really. It's crazy because people are paying $1,500 for Apple's like most expensive iPhone.
Yeah.
Right? And so you'd imagine that if you're paying for technology that is that
Expensive.
illustrious, if you will, right, then you would be getting, the best resources.
Right.
But the problem is that, or at least the problem to me, is that so many powerful people, right, are relying on iPhone. iPhone is like one of the biggest, if not the biggest.
You mean like because we have iPhones, the most powerful people? That was you're referring to?
No. I'm like,
I mean, I am.
I'm
I
straight
like
talking
what I
about how like
I just want to know how it is the Crown Prince can hack a phone, but the U.S. government can't.
Oh, they're just saying they can't.
Oh, they 100% can. They absolutely can. They have
We've
everything
all been
they
hacked
need.
by them, I'm sure.
But yeah, so like down here, there's another thing that says Google offers an advanced protection program that it says it protects user accounts like journalists and politicians at risk of targeted attacks. Well, those are the powerful people, right?
Yeah, I got
Those
you.
are the people
I
that
got you.
like Google has like this advanced program, but there's some evidence that Android bugs are selling for as much more than iPhone exploits. So people are like more often hacking into Androids than iPhones
because it's easier.
Because it's easier.
Yeah.
Right. But they are selling exploits. Like there's like people that
Black
are
market,
selling
man.
these like pirated, or not even pirated, but like this software that you can use to just hack into stuff.
Yep. It's true. And so that is one of the things that we need to make sure we're watching for. We're being safe with our phones, people. But make sure you have recording devices inside your entire house so that you have convenience.
Yeah.
We're all hacked. We're all hacked all the time.
I don't know. I get the feeling that, going back
Jake,
to
you
Steve's
missed the
point,
glass
that
break there.
he's not using an Amazon phone, but could this indeed be a backward like commercial for them? Because look, Apple security totally failed me. You should get an Amazon phone.
You think he's in cahoots with the Saudi prince?
Well, they were being all nicey nice over WhatsApp messages.
What kind of phones they use in Saudi Arabia? Amazon, maybe?
You know what? And if you look at the picture here, if you look at this picture, at the beginning, like they look very happy to be together.
Yeah.
Look at those big old smiles on their faces. Maybe it's a conspiracy, Chris. You might have hit it on the head. I'm going to give you a bell for that.
Thank you.
I mean, I do think
not.
I do think it's extremely interesting though that this whole security break-in thing, especially happening with somebody of power, has kind of put a fire under Apple a little bit.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
Yeah, so Apple basically said that they recently announced changes to its bug bounty program, which I don't know if you guys know about that.
Oh,
but
totally.
essentially, yeah, Apple like offers rewards to people that can hack into phones.
Well, they do
and then,
competitions.
Yeah, and then try to find like a fix to that or
Right.
find the back door so they can close it. And it says that this upping the maximum reward to 1.5 million. It's also announced it would distribute special phones to security researchers that allow deeper access to the operating system. So now they're not only now they're not only trying to get people to find and fix their problems for them, they're basically handing over these like newer, weirder Apple iPhones to people and saying, research this, tell me what's wrong.
Right. So what we're saying, kids, is learn to code and then break
$1 million for your dad
and make all the money.
Learn
there
to
it
have.
is.
Learn to have.
Awesome.
So
Play
speaking of technology, because that's what we talk about a lot in here, there is something that
Part of
a
our
country is doing related to technology that is probably going to be something. Oh wait, we're not talking about that story yet.
No, not
hold
yet.
on.
No, not
we're
yet.
still
Hold
talking
that
about
thought.
That was a
technology.
commercial.
Hold the fun. So we will be talking about some
Specific
country
countries.
doing something with technology in a moment. But first, we're going to talk about TV companies doing something with technology.
Yes.
If you are still watching television, if you still have television,
Why?
tell us what you're watching. Are you on cable? Are you on DirecTV? Are you on Dish?
Disney Plus.
Disney. Okay, that's streaming though. That's not
Disney
TV.
Plus.
So I use YouTube TV myself. Plug their YouTube TV sponsor.
That's how we watched the Super Bowl.
Hey, see, there you go.
It was interesting.
So, so what's happening is DirecTV. DirecTV is moving one of its satellites to a safer orbit. So that is something that, because they're fearing explosion. What are they afraid it's going to explode?
Well, they're saying that there's a problem with its battery. So,
Yeah.
like, they're saying that there's a chance that if it does explode, it's going to harm other satellites in the area. So they're like, let's get this, like, bomb out of the way of our current satellites.
So we're going to quarantine the satellite.
Pretty
There you
much.
go.
Pretty much.
The satellite has a coronavirus.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a corona light. So
It's a corona light. Steve, you get a bell for that. That was good. I'm going to clap for that one, too. That was really good. But they're moving their satellite. They're moving it because they're afraid it's going to explode. Like, that's kind of a problem. How many other satellites you think are up there that are going to...
Oh,
like
plenty.
That could be a real problem, which is
Yeah.
why I think Space Force is important,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? To guard
What's that
against...
going to do to my TV service?
Are you DirecTV? It's
That's all you
time for
see.
snow. But DirecTV's moving it because they're afraid it's gonna explode, and that would be a risk. But I'm curious how that's gonna affect signal because it's already bad when it rains.
Yeah,
Right.
I
So
mean,
if they move the
there's no
satellite,
rain in space.
but in between space and
right.
here, it's just not. It's not
There's
gonna
a
get
lot.
better.
Yeah, but there's no rain in California, so.
There's no.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
Really
this
good
thing that-
reception here.
there's this thing that they're saying that like a lot of it may have to do with eclipses.
Oh yeah. Well, but they're afraid of
Because
exploding.
they have solar panels, but soon the satellite will enter an eclipse operations when it's within the Earth's shadow, and the batteries will have to be used instead of the solar panels themselves.
And then it blows.
Using the battery during an eclipse is unavoidable, and there is no ability to isolate damaged battery cells. So they said the risk of catastrophic battery failure makes it urgent that Spaceway 1 be fully deorbited and decommissioned prior to the February 25th start of the eclipse season.
So here's the deal. I think it's all a hoax. I think the whole thing is a hoax.
And the reason why?
Because DirecTV is afraid of Russia.
Yeah, probably.
I think DirecTV is afraid of Russia because Russia is doing something to take over more parts of the world.
Yeah.
As they seem to do.
It is first time the great homeland becomes bigger great homeland.
The fatherland. Is it the fatherland or the motherland?
In motherland.
Motherland.
So what's happening here? Russia is
400 air defense system.
they're bringing S-400 air defense system to its Arctic bases.
Okay.
So
They like cold, man.
They're trying to blow up the DirecTV satellite. I think is what they're doing.
Okay, sure. That may be an ulterior motive. I mean, like, if we hit satellite, I mean, big plus.
We should
Big-
now
big
destroy the American soul by taking away their television.
We will take away their Super Bowl commercial.
And then it just backfires on them because Michelle Obama's get outside and play thing just gets super enacted, and all these kids become like super strong Soviet warriors
They're
themselves.
I wouldn't put it
cells.
past them though to be the Russians be like, now we have someone we can contend with.
Yeah.
Get up off your
This
fat
will
butt
be a
and
real
get fighting.
challenge now. No, but yeah, so basically, there. It's more of like an ice drilling thing that's going on up there.
Yeah.
Like people are like these different countries, including us, right?
Including Trump wanted to buy Greenland.
Right? And is this going to turn into a whole turf war thing? And
I think it is.
The United States is staking its own claim in the far north.
Yeah.
Right? Which is pretty cool.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, I think it'd be really fun to just see conquest of land again.
Right.
Like that'd be
Like
cool.
back in the day.
Like
And
put
it's
your
going to be
flag
land
on it.
because of global warming. It's going to be land. It's going to be
Yeah, yeah.
farmland.
There
So
you
that's
go.
what we're
Yeah.
going for.
Soon enough, you
There you
know, it will be fine.
The beach is the architect.
Pretty much, but like basically, there's
Polar bear rides.
this whole ice drilling thing that's
Polar
going
bear
on,
rides.
and Putin is increasingly prioritizing investment in the Arctic as a source of potential future economic growth for Russia. Air quotes. He wants to take it over. He wants to have more land.
That's
right?
all they want. That's all that's going on here.
Why
They're trying
else
to take
is it
over
militarized?
Because-
Why else is it militarized?
Because they want to control it 100%.
If you can control the North Pole, you have all the elves and you have Santa
You're on top.
Claus, and you rule Christmas. If you
Well,
rule Christmas, you own the people of the world.
But
That's
look at
crazy.
that economic
Rule
output with
Christmas,
all the
rule the
elves-
world.
What was that?
all that economic output with the elves building all this stuff.
Yeah,
That's
you know
true.
what?
Ah, yeah,
Slave
yeah, yeah,
labor.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
really
right? There
good.
you go.
It's, Steve, I think
wanna
that's a
know,
good call.
Is
Putin's
it
the new
like?
Santa Claus.
Could you imagine? You don't need stocking full of presents. You need to fight this bear.
What? Why you have toys and video games? I give you a real war. Here you go.
Yeah.
Go and fight. You shoot your guns.
What are we even doing drilling ice though?
You know what? I think
We got to fill those 10-pound bags, boys.
well,
Here we
you know,
go.
Maybe they just like ice in their vodka.
But like America's the one that's like more on top of the ice drilling game.
Well, but I think it's why are they bringing defense stuff? Why are they bringing
To fight the Americans.
to fight?
Whoa,
the-
whoa, 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 whoa.
forget-
Putin
Okay,
ordered
read it
his
to me.
government by 2024 to increase by a factor of 8 Russia's sea cargo traveling along the northern sea route that is the Arctic. Sea cargo? Is that weaponry?
Probably.
Is that why
goods?
they're militarized?
Dude, I tell you what, this is getting to be a problem. Like if they're taking weapons and things, and then you've got the stuff with Iran going on and all this. I mean, it's about to be Space Force time.
And it pretty much looks like America is trying to make a break for the same land too. And if Russia is militarizing that land, that's going to like people are just going to get lit up the moment they walk in there.
Yeah, it's
And it's just like ice road truckers.
right above us, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's how it works.
Ice road truckers are going down, man.
Ice road truckers. Russian ice road truckers comes to Discovery.
Maybe
in
Russia's going to try and take
2021.
over Canada.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
They might.
Then they'll be neighbors.
Then be neighbors.
Well, they are
better-
neighbors.
Well, wait, who?
Did you remember Sarah?
Oh, Sarah Palin.
Could look
Yeah.
out and see Russia from the front door.
That's-
Oh, really?
Yeah, she talked about that when she was running for things.
right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Sarah Palin.
She is cuddling up with her moose husband in her house up in Alaska.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. So Russia is taking weapons to the Arctic, but the more important thing is Russia verified on Tinder? That's what I really want
I don't
to know.
think they are. As an entire union.
As an entire union, are they verified on Tinder? Did you
Putin's
know?
on Tinder and he's got pictures of the claws on there. I'm telling you. They give you
Daniel
a good
says-
Christmas, huh?
Daniel says that's the plot for Santa Claus Floor. Santa Claus Floor. Putin is Santa. But speaking of which,
Tim Allen fights Putin.
so this just came out. Is Tinder is giving a blue check mark to users that pass a catfishing test.
I mean, okay. Let's just say like
Wait, do you put that in your like Insta bio, like verified on Tinder?
verified on Tinder.
All right, I guess.
6 foot verified.
All right.
No, the thing is like if you're in the Tinder world, this is cool, right? You're kind of like, yay, no catfish.
Because
What
Yeah.
are people still doing on Tinder?
Well, I mean, I think it's still a very lively place for people to hook up, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the point.
all it is.
Yep.
That's all it is.
It's all the people from MySpace.
That's
all
what
the
it
cool
is.
cats over there at MySpace.
Yeah, because it still exists.
Yeah, we
That's
checked
pretty
it.
cool.
That's right.
There are so many more wholesome options like Christian Mingle, right?
That's right.
Or like Bumble.
Or Bumble, where the ladies
where
get
the
to do
ladies
picking.
hit you up, right?
Yeah, look at
or
that.
like
Sadie
Hinge.
Hawkins dances way in the back a long time ago. You know?
Yes, it's like Sadie Hawkins. That's exactly what it's like. But okay, so
I
Twitter
made
now
that
has
same
verified.
joke, Kris.
So here's the thing about Tinder verifying people is because the reason they're doing it is because catfishing is still happening.
It's a serious problem.
It's a serious problem. It's a serious people. Okay, if you don't know what catfishing is, Jake, give us the catfishing breakdown.
All right, so there, the term was coined by Neve and Max of Catfish, the TV show on MTV, and basically how it was started was Neve was talking to this girl online for a few years. He basically fell in love with this girl, and then it turns out she wasn't a girl at all. Oh! And it totally broke him, and then he decided that, you know what, I'm not going to let this happen to anybody else. I'm going to like start to like find out who these catfish are.
He was a
and
fact finder.
Right, and that's kind of what coined the term. But essentially a catfish is somebody that pretends that they are somebody that they're not online in order to be able to, I don't know, get some like emotional validation from somebody else. A lot of times it's like because of the fact that they're uncomfortable in their own skin. Yeah. And so they want people to like actually be attracted to them for some reason, and whatever that reason may be. And so they put up a picture of some model or some person that they know. And it's essentially a big problem because people nowadays in the internet age are getting extremely emotionally invested to connections that you make online.
Well, because everything is digital connection.
Right.
Yeah.
Relationships are happening digitally all the time. That's where we connect. That's where we do this show. I mean, that's obvious. But it is a problem. And the thing that Tinder is doing is they're trying to take an active step in helping make sure that this is much more like Christian Mingle.
Yeah.
I don't think Tinder's ever going to be Christian Mingle.
No, it's always the opposite.
But I think that it is a good thing to protect people, because that's the big problem that I see in this whole digital dating world is the people that are taking advantage of others, or they're catfishing them in a way to bring them into a situation where they're going to be abducted, or all the human trafficking stuff. Like,
and I mean, you're learning a lot about like these people too. Yeah. Like in the amount of time that you would talk to somebody, you're learning a lot about them. And there's like this form of like intimacy on one side where it's like, oh, I trust this person. Yeah. And you're giving them valuable information that you would essentially give to somebody on a first date. Right.
Well, and you think about just the way that celebrities are and the online culture in general. Like, I feel like I know Joe Rogan. I don't know Joe Rogan.
Right, no.
But
behind closed doors, he's a totally different person.
Well, he might be, or he might be the same. Yeah. But at the same time, if I'm on this side of it and I'm experiencing it, I feel like I know them. Well, you do the same thing within a dating app where you feel like you know someone, and then you feel comfortable giving too much information, and then therefore you find out it's somebody that was it was the
Saudi
Prince.
And he all of a sudden he's hacking.
So
Hannibal.
So Tinder has a verification thing, but I think the reason why Tinder has verification is because of this next part.
Because things go wrong.
Things go really wrong on Tinder
dates,
evidently. Because if that's what you're looking for, there's people out there to do bad things.
Yeah.
Tinder also now they have a panic button.
Oh,
this is the most genius thing.
How does this work?
So, okay, Jake, tell us how the panic button works.
Well, okay, so I actually haven't read much into this article, but what I would assume that this panic button does is that if you're on a date and something is just off,
if you get catfished,
not even just catfished, right? Or if you show up and it's like that person's the picture and everything, but then that person,
like you get a Ted Bundy, you're like, ooh, good picture, sounds great. And on a date, and like he's gonna eat me.
Here's what I'll say: never go to a secondary location. Absolutely not. If you're out on a date with somebody that A, you've met online, B, you met in person, but you don't know them well, and they propose that you go to a secondary location after that date, never ever do it, because that's them trying to get you outside of whatever space it was that you felt comfortable meeting up with them in the first place, right? And like more often than not, it's probably going to be totally fine. Like if he's like, let's go to a park, that'd be like, okay, let's go to a park, but always say no.
Why do you have a shovel in the back of your car?
Exactly, right? So if there's something where like this guy is absolutely off his hinges, or this woman is absolutely off her hinges,
right?
Like you have an ability to hit this panic button, and what I would imagine is that it sets up like a GPS type thing to show exactly where you are, and probably sends a report or like some sort of like flag to Tinder, saying like, I'm in trouble.
Right. Well, and
Tinder rating goes down.
So if you look at right here, so it talks about its location sharing app, right? And so you can set up. Tinder's also testing a new photo verification to use to ensure they're talking to someone real. This will go back to the verification thing, right? But the thing that they're using here is with location sharing on, then you can use a new safety center tools. There's a whole tools inside of Tinder, and you can download Noonlight and enable the app's location tracking tools, users' data information, blah, 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 and you can share with friends. So basically, it
sends like an alert to your friends, like, hey, come get me.
Yeah, it puts an alert out to the people that you put in your list to say, hey, panic. And
I'd like to be on that squad. Like the brute squad for somebody. You know, they're like panic buttons, like, let's go.
Yeah, you just have a mask. It's like one of those. It's like one of those book covers, the like elastic book covers that you put on like your textbooks and stuff, and you just cut little holes in them.
We should do a commercial
verified first.
Oh yeah,
right.
Verified brute squad. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So bag over their head and take them.
Right. So Tinder has a problem.
Right. So this is essentially like really, really good. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about with this, and it's not really even a concern, it's more of just like, I wonder if this is how it's going to get used, is, I mean, I know that there are a lot of superficial people that are using apps like this.
Totally.
Right?
Well, that's kind of the only people that use apps, like for the most part.
So what if it's like a super actual like kind-hearted person across the table from them?
Yeah.
And just because it doesn't meet the standards that they've met up for themselves, they start hitting that panic button, and all of a sudden that ends up putting the person that's totally there under good intentions on the other side of the table in a bad spotlight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so like crying wolf in a sense.
Exactly.
It's similar to the problem that I see with the Me Too movement. Yes, the Me Too movement did a lot of great things, but also it gave people a feeling of, well, if I just say that they did something to me, even though they didn't, then I can get power, right? So that's the concern in that same scenario. If they hit the panic button and it links to, I'm assuming it's probably connected to all the things inside of Tinder, and then it puts a flag on this.
Yeah, it probably like reports that person that they ended up panicking. And like, I'm not sure exactly how they would know if those are the two people that like met up, because like you could get like matches with somebody and not even respond to them.
But does it put something on their account like an Uber rating where it shows people had problems?
Yeah,
like your Tinder rating.
I wonder. I'm not sure that they have that though.
I'm not gonna join and find out and do the research. I'm not going to do that.
I'll do it.
That's what Jake's gonna. Hey kids, do not join Tinder. Do not join Tinder.
It's a bad idea.
Christian mingle, guys.
I was even thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll check it out, see what this is. Wait a minute. This is
I don't think Holly would approve of that.
You're married.
What is this thing?
So just in case we have somebody here that's commented, Kuhn Terrace, they're commenting on Twitch, which is really odd. We've never had somebody comment on Twitch. And they said if we want to become famous, buy followers, primes, and views on followandbot.com. I doubt that person is verified on Tinder.
Yeah, I doubt
I'm
it
pretty
too.
sure that is not a verified Tinder account.
I appreciate the offer.
You know what? That's true.
You're a very, very kind robot.
So kind. We appreciate you, robot. Twitter bot, Twitch bot. It's Twitch. So, anyways, but yeah, Tinder has bad stuff going on, so they've got a panic button.
Yeah,
and hopefully keep some people safe.
You know what? I think that the North Pole needs a panic button right now.
Right.
Oh, it does need the North Pole needs a Putin panic button.
There you go.
Wait, doesn't everybody need a Putin panic button? Yeah. We should all just have that.
Especially the bears.
Hey, you guys that can break apps and make money because you're hackers, stop hacking, but create an app that's the Putin panic button that we can all just download for free in the App Store and on Android.
That'd and like it just has like a horse neigh on it as like the sound. Yeah.
Because you need to be a bear sound. Because
ride a bear? I thought he rode a horse.
He did ride a horse shirtless.
He rode a horse shirtless that was riding a bear.
That was riding a bear.
A bear chariot.
Guys, you know what?
What?
We made it through all the stories.
We did?
What's our
stories.
What's our timestamp right now?
Our timestamp right now, we're at 1:03.
Whoa.
So
is this the longest show we've done?
I think it's probably the longest.
It's getting longer with every word. Yeah.
Every word it's getting even longer. But you guys, I appreciate you all being here. Steve, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Chris,
Steve.
thanks for being here. Woo! Jake, I don't know if I'm thanking you for being here.
No, it's cool to be here, though.
Todd, I thank myself for being here, I guess.
Oh, I thank you for being here, Todd.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that coffee was cold.
Oh, cold coffee is kind of the worst.
It's iced now. It like transcends
the
day.
Not even,
You're a Starbucks guy. You work there, and you can't say that it's iced coffee. It's just cold coffee. That's a very big difference.
You should see the things we do.
No, we do not listen to the preview.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Next
Don't take
week
that.
on
Don't take
Trending
that
Stories
soundbite.
taking over. Next week on
ruined.
Trending Stories taking over. There is bad things happening to your Starbucks coffee.
There's
and Kris
nothing
is gonna
bad
tell
going.
us
It's
all about it.
wonderful.
You want to know what
guys-
that sweet liquid that was in your cup?
This actually wasn't. It actually was Starbucks coffee.
You know what? This has been
Cafe
a fantastic
Verona. It's very
episode.
good.
I appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate every single one of you that have been watching or listening to this. Make sure to subscribe at TSTOshow.com. Join our contest to get $50 on Amazon, $10 on Starbucks, or 25% off anything you buy in the TSTO shop.
Boom,
Go to
like this nice
contest.tstoshow.com. Make sure that you are subscribed on all the places. Tell your friends, tell your mom, but
Come see
don't
Eric's
let
Bike
Jake tell
Repair
your mom.
Friday.
Oh, Eric's Bike. That's right. Eric's Bike Repair Friday. Where?
We're playing at Silver Lake Lounge on the Sunset Strip, baby.
Silver Lake Lounge on the Sunset Strip. Go
Yeah.
check it out.
And Fun Planet Cosmo. We're so
And
close.
Planet
What?
Cosmo. It's a show. It's
the
a
show.
movie. All right. Hey
And
guys,
in this corner,
I'm Todd Frazier.
I'm Jake Frazier, weighing in at 230 pounds.
Well, you should probably work on that.
I know.
And this is Steve. And I'm Todd.
And I'm Chris.
You guys, we didn't end.
And I'm
at the end
Jake
of
in
the
this
music.
corner.
Oh, man.
We were so
All right,
close.
we
but
were
then
so close.
You guys wanted to make fun of me.
Do
we
you
didn't
smell what
make
we're
fun-
cooking? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you know what, guys? Just we'll see you later. Oh my goodness, are we gonna end this ever? Are we gonna end this?
I don't know.
I don't know if we're going to. Bye.
Bye.